One fateful day, the evil sorceress Rita Repulsa escaped her prison and attacked Earth. Five teens with attitude had their lives changed forever when Zordon chose them to defend the planet. In the decades since, many more heroes have continued their legacy. The people of Earth rest easy knowing their home is protected by the Power Rangers. Greetings everyone, this is Under the Sun and I'm your host Riku, and this is my review of Power Rangers Once and Always. And later in the video, I'll rank the movie if it's a yay or a nay. Yay means I enjoyed the movie and nay means I did not enjoy the movie. Simple as that. Before I start with the review proper, I would just like to bring into attention the subtitle of this Power Rangers Anniversary Special, Once and Always. As it has become a mantra within the franchise, it stands for Once a Ranger, Always a Ranger. The mantra came from an episode of a season that a lot of the franchise's fans looked down on. It's also where the mantra came from. That season was Operation Overdrive and the episode title was Once a Ranger. It's an episode of Power Rangers Operation Overdrive where previous Power Rangers, including Adam Park, took over for the Operation Overdrive Rangers when their access to the morphing grid was cut off. With the history lesson done, let's proceed to the review. Unlike most reunion specials and movies where we catch up on what everyone has been up to after the audience has parted ways with the characters, Once and Always doesn't follow that formula to a T. We still catch up on what Billy, Zach, and Trini has been up to in the past decades, but to a minor extent. It also helps that Jason, Tommy, Adam, Kat, and many others made appearances in other Power Rangers seasons, and they catch us up on what they have been up to since their last appearance in the franchise, so we only need a little of that. The movie focuses instead on Trini's orphaned daughter who has to learn what it means to be a hero, what it means to be a Power Ranger. Let's start with the pros. Once and Always' biggest pro is the fact that it has captured the magic that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, or MMPR, has exuded that later seasons has tried to emulate with very little success. The banter and quips we've come to know and love in the series make a return. Even Rita's mannerisms are back as she plans for world domination once more. Another pro for this movie is how things were set into place. The one thing we did not see the Power Rangers do was to grieve Zordon, and it makes sense considering the Rangers were thrust into one crisis after another, enduring all the losses they incurred without time for them to grieve and process properly. It makes sense that they tried to do what they did because they haven't been able to grieve and process their losses properly. But things didn't turn out as planned as their actions caused Rita Repulsa to return, despite Zordon's sacrifice purifying her. And no, the movie explains how the Z-Wave worked way back then and how that same explanation made it possible for Rita Repulsa's evil self to return and wreak havoc. The in-suit fight choreography is still on point, even when the new Yellow Ranger joins the fray. The choreography seemed seamless, almost too seamless, but that's not an issue. The rebuilt sets that tried to mimic the set pieces we had for Angel Grove and the command center was a sight to behold. Now for the cons and nitpicks. I, for one, am disappointed that they just stuck to MMPR events and characters. Yes, this is an MMPR event, but the MMPR cast grew up and have made something in the years since. Take for example Rita Repulsa. It was a disappointment that Robo Rita did not meet the Mystic Mother, who was once Rita Repulsa. It would have been a sight to see. I feel like the franchise as a whole forgot about Mystic Force's tribute to Machiko Soga that made Rita Repulsa as a force of good under the name Mystic Mother. Another con is how the out-of-suit fights feel a little bit off. Maybe it's the editing, the camera work, or the actors doing the actions. Maybe it's the constant use of the slow motion effect. I just can't pinpoint what was off in those fight sequences. Speaking of fight scenes, another thing off in Once and Always is the fight with the Megazord. There were no suits involved in this sequence. Almost all of it was done in CG. And let me tell you, the animation quality was awful. Not a deal breaker, mind you, but awful nonetheless. Another con is how the non-MMPR Rangers were so slow to respond to the Bandora protocol. It's another side effect of them focusing more on the Zordon era, specifically the MMPR times, while the other teams were only relegated to toy cameos. Now, for the expectations that I had that did not materialize in this special. I expected that they would have explained how they got their old Zords back, as before their latest appearance in Beast Morphers, they had been completely destroyed. Another expectation I had was an explanation to the whole Master Morpher thing that Tommy had in Ninja Steel. Was it a prototype? Billy invented that he would have given to the other Rangers with more than one Ranger forms. Like Tommy had 5 forms, Adam had 3 forms, Cat had 3 forms, and so on and so forth. Or was that the final thing? The final version with Adam, Cat, and the others also have access to, theoretically at least. Overall, Once and Always was an enjoyable experience. I had a lot of fun watching it. While I wasn't struck with nostalgia fever as I watched this, because I started with Wild Force and was born the year MMPR first aired, this is still an excellent reunion with the MMPR cast with the on-brand storytelling and character dynamics. I give Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always an 8.5 out of 10, getting a certified yay from me. That is all I have for you today, folks. See you again soon. Ciao, ciao.